Davy, King of the Wild Frontier, is a simple jump and run game developed and published by those Yorkshire lads at Cascade Games Ltd. Yes, unfortunately, the same team that made that notorious compilation, Cassette 50. But if you ordered it through a magazine, you got a free multi-function calculator watch worth a tenner, so it wasn't all that bad. Just throw away the game when it arrived. Result. Who is Davy anyway? Maybe he was based on Davy Crockett the frontiersman, born in 1786 in Tennessee. He was also a member of Congress and he fought at the Alamo. After his death, Davy Crockett became a folk hero. If the game is designed around this character, then be prepared to lose all of that pride. You are Davy, King of the Wild Frontier, and your girl, your equipment, and for some reason all your clothes have been taken by the pesky Indians in this side view flick screen game where you have to get from the left side of each screen to the right in a similar style to, say, Aztec Challenge. On each screen is a piece of clothing or equipment on the right, and you have to get a half-naked Davy to each one. As you walk across the screen, an Indian will appear and throw arrows or tomahawks, and you must duck or jump to avoid them, or if you are hit, then you lose one of 3 lives. You don't actually need to reach the edge of the screen, as touching an article of clothing or a piece of equipment will quickly propel you to the next obstacle. Further into the game, you will encounter rivers with a log moving across, and you must use this to get across, or you lose a life if you end up in the water. One of the features that the game boasts is speech, and every now and again play will stop, whilst the game plays a quick speech sample such as "Come back you varmints,"
Come back, you varmint!
and the brilliantly camp sounding "Save me baby." This can be a little annoying after a while and does interrupt the play, but it was always good to hear vocals in games, and I suppose this was 1985. In fact, some of the samples are very reminiscent of the style heard in the game Space Taxi. The joystick commands respond well, and the graphics are actually a little underrated because those backgrounds were pretty decent, especially with the Indian smoke signals or train passing in the distance. Without too many problems, you can quickly fasten your trousers and save the damsel. Then they probably can come off again. Now, without obviously shouting masterpiece, I do think there's a real charm in this game, but I'm from the kind of background that enjoyed games like Kane or BC's Quest for Tyres. So these simple one-screen arcade style games were always very addictive. Once you manage to rescue your girl, then you repeat the screens again, but this time there are snakes and cactus that need avoiding. So there is an incentive to try and get through the game a few times to improve on your scores. The real sore point is unfortunately the audio, with the jingle cycles in a loop. We were well used to this, as it was very common in many of early games for the Commodore 64. Pitfall 2, Congo Bongo, or maybe Donkey Kong springing to mind. But to be honest, it was this repetitive music in the background that probably allows us to have a lot of warm feelings for these games. It's hard to explain, but the music in a lot of games for the Commodore 64 just becomes ingrained into your memory, so definitely adds to the charm and nostalgia. Alas, the same can't be said for this game, so that's why I turned it off. You never know though, you might really enjoy Davy. It's easy enough to get into, but it can be trickier than it looks in places. Thanks for watching guys, hopefully you'll get this game fired up on your Commodore 64 and let me know what you think. Maybe you've never even heard of this game before. Hit the like button and be sure to give it a go, it's decent enough. If you're enjoying the nostalgia from these Commodore games, or like discovering these more obscure titles, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, where we delve deeper into the Commodore 64 games catalogue to see what other classics we can unearth. There's already plenty on the channel playlists and more coming daily. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now.
You